Hi, I'm Kamali, taking you through some of the things people are talking about and some of the stuff they're sharing around the world on Newsfeed today. A woman's message to her husband through social media got her in trouble with the Chinese state. We'll tell you how. A whole lot of leadership when Malala met Greta, told in 2 tweets. While the internet unearths a character who's put herself forward to be the antithesis of all Greta stands for.
Be a lady, they said.
And a powerful film for women's rights, but is it problematic? It's an ad to sell magazines. And top of our newsfeed, Sadam Abdusalam. He's a Chinese Uighur living in Australia whose appearance on an Australian news program this week may have exposed the Chinese state's lies and misinformation on exactly what is happening to the country's Uighur population. Here's Ezra with some of the details.
Sadam Abdusalam has never met his son Lutfi and hasn't seen his wife Nadila Wumaier in 3 years. Wumaier is under house arrest with her son in China's Xinjiang region. Abdusalam has been campaigning for their release for months, and this week he appeared on the Australian news program Q&A to challenge China's Deputy Ambassador to Australia, Wang Xining.
My son is an Australian citizen with holding an Australian passport, and I have never met him. The Australian government have given my wife a visa so that they can come and join me in Australia, but the Chinese government won't let them leave. Why has the Communist Party locked up 1 million Uyghurs? Will you release our family members?
The girl with the son, with the family, told the government in Xinjiang she would not like to come to Australia.
Are you seriously saying, though, that this woman and the child don't want to come to Australia?
I mean that.
Four Corners has reported on this case and with videos of this woman saying she wants to come to Australia. Are you saying that ABC faked these videos of this woman crying?
There's a lot of fake news running around.
You're accusing ABC of fake news right now, and you're on their show. Do you understand the irony?
But according to Abdusalam, that's not true.
Last night on Q&A, the Chinese embassy official lied and said my wife and son did not want to be with me. Here is the proof this is not true. Here she is today with my son Lutfi, who I have never even met. Let them leave. Let me be with my family.
And he's been backed up by Amnesty International Australia.
Sadam Abdusalam's family are desperate to reunite in Australia. We can verify this.
China is facing growing criticism over its treatment of Uyghur Muslims. Last week, leaked documents revealed the extent of surveillance China's Uyghur population is being subjected to. And it's been estimated at least 1 million Uyghur people are being held against their will by the government in what the UN calls internment facilities.
Are people in these camps, you call them re-education camps?
No, they're not camps, they're training centres.
Training centres. Are they?
Wumaier told the Guardian newspaper that she was threatened by local police after she and her husband spoke out about their predicament.
They've been keep telling my wife, your husband need to keep quiet. If you want me to keep quiet, just bring my wife and my son. Then I'm going to keep quiet.
All right, let's take a look at some of the other things that caught our eye on social media. Well, sectarian violence has left at least 20 people dead in Delhi, in India. It began a couple of days ago when people supportive of a controversial law described by some as anti-Muslim attacked people who are against the law. Hindu and Muslim neighborhoods now appear to be running battles. There is lots of misinformation and unverified video on social media. The Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, went on Twitter and said, "Peace and harmony are central to our ethos. I appeal to my sisters and brothers of Delhi to maintain peace and brotherhood at all times. It's important there is calm and normalcy is restored at the earliest."
Hello, Justin Hinton coming to you live from Madison County, a snowy Madison County.
And a weather reporter made himself internet famous for leaving the face filters option on while doing a live report. He says he didn't realize what was happening until he had finished the report and saw the comments. Yeah, sure you didn't. The BTS Army and Carpool Karaoke, two of my least liked modern things which are insanely popular, came together yesterday to try and break the internet. It all happened on the Late Late Show in America, then across social media. The Bangtan Boy tried to sing the Friends theme and also the version of Finesse by Cardi B and Bruno Mars. Twitter went crazy for all of this symbiotic clout chasing, and it was cemented by James Corden changing his Twitter name to Papa Mochi after being given that name by one of the band. And the picture of two young female pioneers is being shared on social. Malala Yousafzai tweeted, "She's the only friend I would skip school for," while Greta Thunberg tweeted, "So today I met my role model." The two met in Oxford, where Malala is studying. Greta is in the UK for a climate protest due to be held on Friday. And while Greta tries to save the planet, some people are out to undermine her message. Adama has the story of someone who's a growing social media following thanks to her opposition to the arguments put forward by Greta et al.
Her supporters have branded her the anti-Greta, and now this 19-year-old German YouTuber is turning pro. In the past, Naomi Seibt has made videos attacking feminism and immigration and has spoken at an event for the far-right German political party, the AfD. Now she's turning her attention to climate change. She says she doesn't believe the problem is as bad as the scientists say. And her views are proving popular. She has 50,000 subscribers on YouTube, even though she's only produced 21 videos, and the first was uploaded less than a year ago. But now, things are really taking off. Last month, Seibt was hired to be the face of the Heartland Institute, a libertarian think tank from the US.
Arbeite ich jetzt für das Heartland Institute, was ein amerikanischer think tank ist.
We as a generation, are we going to continue participating in the American experiment? Or are we going to blow the whole thing up?
The Heartland Institute has a long history of promoting pseudoscientific theories. It holds climate change denial conferences, working to discredit the body of scientific evidence of man's damaging effect on the climate. Their collaboration with Naomi Seibt seems designed to undermine the work of Greta Thunberg, and Naomi welcomes the comparison. Despite her collaboration with Heartland, Seibt insists that her views are her own, but she doesn't say the same for Greta, calling her an indoctrinated puppet.
Warum hören Sie auf ein junges Mädchen? Stelle ich genau den Leuten, die jede Woche auf die Straße gehen für Fridays for Future, als Greta-Anhänger.
So far, there's been no response from Greta, but this could turn out to be a rivalry for the ages.
And next, lobbying by a woman who lost her father to a brain condition connected to his work as a professional footballer has led to some parts of the British Football Association to ban kids from practicing heading in football training. Here's Faisal.
Heading, an essential element of football, perfected by masters of the game, like Cristiano Ronaldo. But what damage does heading the ball do to the brain? Primary school children in the UK have been banned from heading the football in training sessions. The move comes after researchers found that the heading of a ball can trigger brain changes that affect vision. The football associations in England, Scotland and Northern Ireland have announced a ban in training in under-12s to under-16s football. Wales said it was still reviewing its data. A study by the University of Glasgow found that professional footballers were 3.5 times more likely to die from a neurodegenerative disease. And there are some very famous names among the victims. Former England captain Dave Watson, aged 73, was diagnosed this month with a neurodegenerative disease, likely induced by repetitive head injury. And England striker Jeff Astle died in 2002, aged 59. The coroner ruling his death had been caused by repeated heading of a football. Astle's family has since been advocating for the practice to be banned, but there is little consensus on this in the football family. FIFPro, the worldwide representative association of professional footballers, is not sure the findings apply to the modern game.
It's difficult to compare the past football and a new football as we are right now. For sure, the ball was different, the structure and the weight of the ball was different when it was by rainy day. You know, the ball was by far more heavier. But nowadays, the technical advancement is very good when it comes to the ball.
In fact, Dr. Gutterbars thinks such a ban could have an unwanted consequence.
And once you prevent the young player to learn this skill properly through their development in their academy, well, the question is that whether the older player will be able to hitting the ball properly with a good technique in a safe way.
And while there's a lack of evidence of the effects of repeated heading of modern footballs, Dr. Gutterbars recommends a reduction in heading practice, but not an outright ban.
We want to have all children playing football, playing in a safe environment. At present time, we don't have evidence that hitting the ball leads to this long-term neurological disease, so there is no reason to ban hitting.
The rules may bring in precautions for some kids playing football. For now, professionals will continue facing any long-term dangers head-on.
Okay, we'll keep spinning around the world now for some other stories you need to know this Wednesday. Saudi Arabia claims to be launching a women's football league. They say they'll play matches in Riyadh and 2 other cities. The kingdom is attempting to change its image and have made a number of announcements about changes to laws which appear to give more rights to women. Women there were only allowed to watch matches in stadiums in January 2018. The government of Scotland is set to make all female sanitary products free. They'll be available at places like community centres, youth clubs and pharmacies. They've already made period products free at schools and universities. This is the island of Lesbos in Greece. People who live there are protesting against the building of a new centre to house migrants who live on the island in appalling conditions in overcrowded camps. People who live on Lesbos and other Greek islands where migrants are held want them all moved to the mainland. Animal rights activists in Peru have lost a case in the top courts to have bullfighting banned. They've been trying to get it outlawed in the country, along with cockfighting, since 2018. Now, humans fighting and torturing bulls for the amusement of other humans is a hangover from Spain's colonization of Peru in the 19th century. There are more bullfighting arenas in Peru than there are football stadiums. Now, a short film fronted by actor Cynthia Nixon has gone viral, but is its powerful message undermined by the fact it's an ad for a magazine?
Be a lady, they said. Your skirt is too short. Your shirt is too low. Don't show so much skin. Don't be too fat. Don't be too thin. Be innocent, be dirty, be the cool girl. Don't be like the other girls. Be a lady, they said. Order a salad. Don't eat carbs. Skip dessert. Go on a diet. God, you look like a skeleton. Why don't you just eat? You look emaciated. You look sick. Men like women with some meat on their bones. Don't go out. Don't trust anyone. Don't say yes. Don't say no. Just be a lady.
And last up, a lion born among conflict will be Wednesday's Animals Doing Stuff. Layla was born in a zoo near Donetsk, which is in a part of eastern Ukraine that's currently under the control of separatists. She's the first cub to be born in the zoo since the conflict between government forces and pro-Russian rebels in the area began back in 2014. And ain't she cute? And that will do from the Newsfeed team. Do reach out to me with your questions, comments, complaints and suggestions. You'll find me at Kamali Melbourne. You'll find us 24/7 on YouTube. Subscribe to that channel, follow me on Twitter, follow, subscribe and add. See you again tomorrow.